everyone, and welcome to the Drama Hospital recap for August 29th. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. At the Quartermains, Ned tells Olivia Alexis turned him down for the adoption representing him, but Julian's gone for at least 15 years, whether Ned adopts Leo or not, so they're in the clear. He tells her about his ELQ plans as well. And then Olivia is getting a delivery and she's super excited. Apparently she ordered a pizza oven so they don't have to order the Thanksgiving pizza. She could just make pizza for Thanksgiving. And he's like, that's not how the curse works. And she's like, a curse? Like what? And he says, look, even if you make a pizza on purpose for Thanksgiving, something bad will happen and we'll still have to order it. Like, that's how this works. And he asks if Cook knows about this. And Olivia's like, well, Monica just suggested I hire back Cook. Like, I didn't. Ned sees the off to Morocco update that Michael posted because apparently Michael's an avid social media person now. But to be quite honest with you, I wasn't like huge on using Facebook and stuff like that. And then as soon as I went on my Montana trip, I started using it a lot more to document my travels. So I'm a hypocrite. It's a picture of him and Nell. So Ned's like, well, so much for business. Ned is seeing more updates and he thinks that this is just a fun trip with Nell that Michael's taking and he's not actually doing anything ELQ related. Olivia comes back into the house with a brick. Her dream of having a brick pizza oven is gone. Apparently, Monica hired back Cook too, and now she's in charge of the kitchen to the point where she's put locks on toaster ovens. Cook has terrorized the workmen, and Ned is like, well, let's strike back. And honestly, let's, because I'm mad for Olivia. I would not be happy not being able to go in my kitchen. Like, okay, I get Cook wants to make the dinners and the official meals, okay, but someone else, but you know, I don't like when people are in my kitchen. Okay, can the Quartermains build a separate kitchen? Is there not another kitchen in that house? Like, it's a mansion with multiple wings and living quarters. Like, there's a lot of people living there. There's Ned and Olivia, Leo, Michael, Monica lives there, Dylan. So obviously these people don't all live right on top of each other. They live in different wings. I feel like there should be more than one kitchen, unless Cook is in charge of like all the kitchens. But like, that would just be obnoxious. Anyway, in Morocco, Michael and Nell are there. They're in this beautiful suite, and it's all out there for her. She confesses that this is the first time she ever used her passport. Girl, I don't even have a passport. I was gonna get one for when I went to Montana, just in case I went to Canada, because I was like that far away from Canada. Well, on the map it was like that far, but in real life it was a lot farther, so I didn't. And also I didn't get my passport. I don't have a passport. Okay, now Michael has gotten very social media savvy, and again, when I was writing this, I totally forgot that I did too. So he's always posting stuff. Nell is not a fan of social media, and then she says something ominous about pictures out there that she'd rather forget about, and I'm like, okay, I'm on board for this. At the Metro Court, Carly sees Michael is off to Morocco because she follows him on whatever Facebook or whatever. Felicia has big Nell news for Bobby. Bobby tells Carly Felicia thinks she's on the verge of major Nell info. Carly says that she changed her mind and she doesn't want to know. She likes seeing Michael happy. Carly doesn't care, and Bobby's like, no, we have to know. Whether or not we do anything with it is fine, but we have to know. But Carly's seeing the big picture more now with Nell. Why she did what she did. Like, she's really taking everything into consideration. She sees Michael's newest update, and look, Michael's survived a lot and he's come out for the better. She's still staying alert, of course, but she knows she needs to let Michael live his own life. Carly wants to start fresh, and Bobby still wants to see what Felicia dug up, and Carly says everyone will be better off if they let this go. Amy called Nathan. She heard from Quinn. Quinn needs to see them now. She's at the Metro Court. She thinks it's big news about the ad campaign for the book, and they're in room 853, and Felicia sees Amy and Nathan heading off together. Quinn had cutouts made. Nathan with like a hat over the side of his face, and he'll be at the publishing party where he's going to be the main event apparently. And they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, what about this whole anonymity thing? And they're like, and Quinn's like, oh, well, the time for that is past. And I'm like, okay, Nathan should just wear like a Phantom of the Opera mask or something at this party, because if he has to go to the party, he can still conceal his face. Amy tries to say it's not for the best to have Asman Landers come out of the shadows, and Quinn's like, yes, it is. And Nathan is like, I didn't agree to that. And Quinn's like, yes, he did. Amy's like, no, his anonymity is in the contract. But Quinn quotes a specific stipulation and paragraph, which leads me to believe that Amy and Nathan are not in the right on this, even though they think they are. So Quinn's going to go back to New York City. Manlanders is contractually obligated to be at the party or the contract is a void. And since Amy already spent some of that money, that would be really bad. Amy looks at the contract. Turns out Quinn did reserve the right to have him appear. And by the way, Nathan is changing his shirt because somewhere in all this he had spilled coffee on himself. At the floating rib, Maxie is there and she's on the phone with Spinelli. She has news for Nathan. Felicia comes in. She sees Maxie. Maxie is a big surprise. She is home for good. She talked to Spinelli and they made arrangements for her to see Georgie more now that Georgie's older. It came down to her job versus Nathan, and Nathan won. Felicia and Mac kind of helped her see the light with their little incident. She was so mad at Ask Manlanders, but she did some digging in on the guy and read more of his column. She seems to like his whole put love first approach, so that's what she's doing. She's still after Ask Manlanders though. She wants to know who he is, and she tells Felicia she's planning to use the identity of Ask Manlanders to get back to Crimson. Well, Felicia is bothered though. She asks if Maxie's talked to Nathan recently. She's trying not to say something, and Maxie can totally tell that there's something Felicia isn't saying, or she's worried. She says that she's seen Nathan and Amy a lot. Maxie's like, oh no, I know, but not the recent stuff. Maxie wants information. Felicia saw something. They got into an elevator at the Metro Court together about a half hour ago. Back at the Metro Court, Nathan feels Quinn just wants him revealed because of his physical appearance and that would sell more books. They're going to figure out a strategy. Amy and Nathan are leaving and Maxie sees them and hears Amy say, you know, button up your shirt. Also at the Metro Court, Felicia got the information on Nell. Bobby tells Felicia Carly wants it dropped and Felicia's like, we need to rethink that. Actually, now that I think about it, they might be at the floating rib. Anyway, at the Five Families meeting, Jason and Sonny show up. Max is also with him. Everyone is already there, and he says the rumors are true. He is retiring. He says Jason is already retired. He tells them the plan to evenly distribute his territory to them. His legit businesses will stay with him, though. In exchange, his family and friends are protected by their organizations. That's all he wants, and it seems like a good bargain to them. They'll have an agreement by tonight. He shakes everyone's hands. They wish him luck, but some don't seem so gracious with that. Sonny is hopeful that everyone is as transparent as they're making it seem and not hiding any true, more vicious feelings. Jason left, and Sonny and Max didn't leave yet. And one of the Five Families guys has Max at gunpoint. I will call him Petrov because according to my mom, that is his name. Because I did not hear, because we know I am really bad with names. Jason calls Sonny and he's not answering. So now Jason's getting a little worried, but he's not there anymore. He's at Perks. We'll get to that in a second. Max doesn't want Sonny to hand over his gun, but Sonny does. And the guy goes like he's handing Max over, but then pulls him back. And now he just has two guns and Max. So what you doing? This guy isn't going to let Sonny walk away and live. Well, that just seems mean. At Perks, Sam runs into Andre. He's glad to see her out and about. He asks how she's doing. She says after today she won't have any more worries. He wants to make sure her underlying anxiety goes away, and she's sure it will. Jason meets Sam. He's glad he went to the meeting. He feels everything went well. There doesn't seem to be any pushback, so they won't have to worry about anything ever again. She tells him about her run-in with Dr. Maddox. She's going to schedule a few sessions just to talk things out. She talks about how 5 years ago something broke inside her when she lost him. She never stopped going through it on some level. She's always worried. The fear was always there, even though it was super repressed, and the illness took advantage of it. But it's over. All of it is over. And Carly's probably totally over being mad at Jason. Well, being upset at Jason. It's not so much she was mad. And Jason, he calls Sonny, as I mentioned, and he's getting worried that Sonny didn't pick up, so he's going to go check on Sonny. Back at the Five Families meeting, Petrov wants control of Sonny's territory and to bring in more lucrative items because Sonny still wants his territories run by his rules, which you can't exactly have it both ways. But, you know, I guess he figured in exchange for just handing these territories over, like that's their payment, but it didn't exactly work like that. Jason comes in with a gun and tells Petrov to drop his gun. And now end scene. Maxie confronts Nathan and Amy and she slaps Nathan. Ned is having papers drawn up. Olivia is going to hand make pizza if she isn't allowed to make it in the kitchen. And Ned has a great idea. Michael has a meeting this afternoon and then he's going to Barcelona for a day trip, but he'll be back tomorrow in time for dinner. Nell doesn't know her schedule, so it'll be a tentative dinner date. Nell thanks Michael for coming with her. This is the best day of her life. Bobby tells Felicia Carly doesn't want to know this stuff about Nell. And Felicia's like, well, what if it's about murder? What? Murder? Tell me more. Nell was involved in a murder? Dun dun dun. 5 families meeting. It's Petrov. It's Sonny. It's Max. It's Jason. Totally slow motion. Jason's distraction allows Sonny to charge Petrov, knock him off his feet. Max throws a gun to him. Everything, they seem to have it under control, but then Sam comes in yelling for Jason. Why? 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 And Jason is now so busy trying to protect her because Petrov goes to shoot her and Jason jumps in front of her and is shot directly in the chest. And I will have more of my strong feelings about this in the next video because it's elaborated upon. So I'm not going to get into it now. Thank you so much for watching.